Hi guys, it's Steve from Fitness Training Co Limited. Hello, welcome to this month's muscle of the month, which are the hamstrings. Very similar to the reasons why I chose the rhomboids for March. The hamstrings have been affected quite a bit if you've been sitting down for a prolonged amount of time, at your office desk. So I wanted to concentrate on them for this month. Okay, so let me talk to you about the hamstrings to start with. So, the hamstrings, there's three parts to them. Okay, so you have the biceps femoris, which are on the lateral side, the outside of your leg there, and you've got the semitendinosus and the semimembranosus, which are more in the medial, the middle part, and on the inner part of your hamstrings. Okay, the hamstrings, they're a multi-joint muscle, and they cross both the hip joint and the knee joint. They're long, skinny muscles, okay? And they go right from the knee right up to the hip. So knee to hip. And the action, basically what they do, they either flex the knee, or they extend through the hip, okay? And both of the semis, the medial ones, they rotate, which means turning in. If your knee is slightly flexed and doing that action there, And with the biceps femoris, which is on the lateral side, it turns out again when the lower leg is, or the knee is slightly flexed. And at the hip, the hamstrings, they contribute to the hip extension, so it's like pushing your hip back. So, the basic functional movement here. During walking or running, the hamstrings, they slow down the leg at the end of its forward swing and prevent the trunk from flexing at the hip joint. Common problems, and like I've already said, due to increased amount of time now that you're sitting at the desk, they can stop functioning properly, and they actually shorten hamstrings if you're sitting down, whether it's a desk or in a car for a long period of time. If other muscles aren't engaging, which could quite easily be the glutes because they're associated with each other, then the hamstrings will stop working correctly, and then or the glutes will stop to work, and the hamstrings may have to take up the slack, and that adds extra pressure onto them, and then increased tightness and other problems as well, which can be associated would be lower back pain. So that's an actual common one where you've got tight hamstrings or hamstrings are being overused. Lower back pains are definitely a contributor there. Knee pain is another one. Leg length discrepancies and restriction of stride length in walking or running. Okay, so let's show you how we can strengthen and we can stretch the hamstrings. So first of all, let me make sure you can see me properly. So you could do this with weights, or you don't need weights, okay? So you can have some weights in here. These are very light, but you can use some heavier ones. But we can do a straight leg deadlift here, okay? So straight leg deadlift, being nice and tall, already keeping your shoulder blades engaged because you want to make sure your upper back's being supported and engaging your core muscles, so you're protecting your lower spine, okay? And you can see me there. I'm just going to drop this down a tiny bit, and my knees are slightly soft, and I'm going to bend forwards, but I'm not going to actually soften the legs anymore. My legs stay in the same position, and my chin's quite close to my chest, and notice my spine is long, and I'm not going all the way down to the feet. I'm not going down to this position here where you can see I'm losing my spine position and curving my back. So I want to be in this fixed position here. So you're holding your posture nicely in your spine, and you're working those hamstrings. Okay, so if you were to start to bend the legs more, it ends up becoming more of a squat position, which is then not really working those hamstring muscles like we want to. So keeping the weights, the hands close to your legs, so you're not overstretching. Bending forward, and then again you will feel the exercise there. Okay, and you could do something like 15 to 20 reps here, with a couple sets. Okay, with 30 seconds break in between. The next one, again, you could do it with weights if you wanted to. This is more of an added exercise, and whilst I'm standing, I thought I would add this into it. Lunges, okay? Now, lunges work every leg muscle, so I could give you this for every leg and muscle of the month exercise. So, but you don't have to do lunges. But if you are doing lunges, yeah, you've got to make sure the feet are slightly far apart, yeah. You could hold on to something. I've got nothing there at the moment, but my chair, you can see in chair in view. You could use that if you wanted to, or anything that you have at home. But you want to make sure your toes are pointing forwards, okay? And then you're going to go down. Keep that front knee behind, so it protects the knee. Back knee down to the floor, and then back up. The lower you go, the more you work. Now for the hamstrings, it's this leg here. It's this leg here, underneath here, is where you will be working. Not so much here. It's not about this leg, okay? So lunges there, good posture, shoulders back, chest up. There we go, okay? So they are your lunges you could do. Again, 15 to 20 reps, couple sets of each. Sumo squats. Now, anyone who's done classes with me will know about sumo squats. I talk about sumo squats a lot for the inner thighs, adductor muscles, okay? But they also work the hamstrings. So you could use, again, some weights if you wanted to hold in front of you or in your chest. If you have a ring, you can use the ring as well to do some work pushing forward. But for this video, I'm just going to keep it nice and simple. Feet are out, yeah, pointing out to the side. You can see my toes pointing out there. So that opens up the angle straight away because it is adductors as well. Knees pointing out, so knees are soft. And we go down into this position here where you work your hamstrings, okay? And back up. Now, just common faults here would be going forwards. So you're leaning forward and there's lots of pressure in your back, really bad posture. So you've got to keep your chest up, yeah, all the way through. Going down, lifting back up, okay? Knees pointing out, keeping the weight on the outside of your feet. That's really important, okay? Sumo squats, 15 to 20 reps again. There you go. And then, going down onto the floor. Okay, so you've got your shoulder bridges. So, shoulder bridge, feet are hip width apart, okay, and toes are pointed forwards, knees are the same, hip width apart, arms relaxed. What we need to do first is engage the glutes. So you lift up, feet right underneath the knees, and you've got to engage your glutes, so squeeze those glute muscles, okay? So they're working, they have to be working to help you with this exercise. If they're switched off, you'll probably just drop the hips down and there'll be then maybe pressure into your lower spine, which we definitely do not want that. So we need to lift up, squeeze those glutes. And what we can do from here is do a single knee lift. Yeah, so it's working the opposite leg and then back down. And then the same with the opposite leg. Again, common problems here. Faults would be dropping the hips here when you're lifting the leg up. Yeah, so what we need to do is stay lifted first of all, hold that position, and then lift high there, okay? So, if you find that's really difficult to hold that position, you could go down after one repetition on each leg, then lift back up, engage those glutes again, and lift up again and go from there. If you can hold the bridge and you know you can actually maintain that bridge position, then 10 reps on each leg, okay? Maximum 10 reps on each leg. You could do 2 sets again if you want to, with a 30-second break in between. What you can also do is whilst you're in the bridge, yeah, is if I lift the leg that's further away from you, yeah, you can go either into a knee fold, 90 degrees position, or a stretched out leg position, yeah. And what we do from here, we then lower down to the floor and lift back up, okay? All the way down, all the way up for 10 reps. Yeah, that's a single leg shoulder bridge there, single leg, okay? So you have that option as well. All right, so, and then with those shoulder bridges, just relax the arms, okay? Make sure the shoulders, chest is open, relaxed arms, really important there. And then there's one more to go, which is with a band, okay? So you have a resistance band, or if you don't and you'd like to get some, then please, you can always contact me about where best to get them from, okay? So with the band, if I go here, hopefully that's okay, yeah. All right, so what we're doing with the arms are relaxed on the floor, head down. So the head down is really important here, shoulders back and down, yeah, and keeping the upper body relaxed. And one leg stays on the floor. You're engaging your core away from the floor, and then you're lifting one leg up, like so, okay? So that works a little bit hamstrings, glutes, but then you can also take it onto what's more of a hamstring curl, where you bend the knee, like so, okay? Alternate legs. Okay, so it doesn't really work with two legs at the same time. So you do need to do a single leg. So we won't get that resistance through the band. You could concentrate on one leg at one time for one set, yeah. And again, we're looking at sort of 15 reps here, I would say max. A couple of sets in each leg if you wanted to, okay. So that gives you some good strengthening work through the band and the other exercises. A bit of stretching here. So if you have a foam roller, yeah, on my first video, I spoke about different sizes of foam rolling. I've just got my large one today. So you could use the smaller one, which is that length, yeah, but the tiny one probably won't work here. So you need either this size or the half the size one. Hamstrings with a foam roller can work quite nicely. You can do a single leg, okay? It really depends on how tight you are. And all you're doing here, okay, hamstrings, remember, they are long muscles, okay? And obviously, there's three lots of them. So you need to get around them and you need to move around as you're doing it. If there's any specific tightness that you need to concentrate on, then I would concentrate on that a little bit more as well, okay? But the main thing is you're rolling back and forth, different positions, yeah, and keep moving there. Now, if you're not feeling that, what you could do, yeah, is either have both legs there or have one leg onto the other and then place a little bit more pressure into that leg, okay? So that's another way of doing it, yeah? So obviously you need a little bit of strength in the upper body as well to hold you up. But with that extra bit of weight now, with the leg on top, you can get a little bit more deeper. That's a good way to get into the hamstrings there, okay? So that's one way of a stretch or a massage style way of using the hamstrings there. My prop comes out, yeah, here we go. So another stretch is placing one leg there, yeah. So you've got the toes pointed up towards you. Your supporting leg is knee soft, okay? And all I'm doing is stretching forwards, okay? So stretching forwards. So yeah, you can see me properly here. There we go, that's what I get. Nice and tall, chest up, core engaged. I'm not stretching and curving my spine. I'm bending from the hip, okay? I'm leaning forward, bending from the hip, keeping a long spine, hands are just relaxed on the leg there. I'm not trying to reach to my toes. You just go to where you feel comfortable. that supporting leg has to be soft. Okay, and you're holding this for a period of 30 to 45 seconds. Okay, if there's any round that starts to occur in your upper back, come back up to standing, try to reposition again, shoulder blades in, and then again lean forward. Find that stretch. Okay, good. And then one other typical one that we do is lying down. Just been using that band. Could use the band again, or a towel, anything that you have. Okay. And this is where you are placing it around the foot. Yeah. Leg in 90 degrees first of all, and then you extend the leg up, head down. And what you do first, you find the stretch, okay? You want to stretch with the back of the knee, first of all. So you're not here yet. You want to try to get stretched. So if you're not finding that stretch there, just release it and start again. Knee soft, extend. Then you will find the stretch from there, and then gently pull towards you and hold once you find that stretch, okay? Now, what we've got to be careful of here, lower back, that it doesn't lift away. So if I'm lifting so far towards me, am I lifting my lower back up? That's not good. So keeping that lower back down. You could also go the other leg down to the floor if you're doing that as well. It's a really good stretch. And you've got to keep that back knee as close to the floor as you can, okay? And again, aiming for 30 to 45 seconds here. And that's it. That is the muscle of the month for April. Hamstrings, yeah. And any questions or anything you have, you know how to contact me. I look forward to seeing you for muscle for the month of May. Have a good Easter now. Bye-bye.